For me, someone who's on the conservative side of the spectrum, small c that is, I just can't understand the mind frame of the political elite in this country currently. I can't quite decide if they're willfully ignorant about the people of this nation, or that they're just so self-assured in what they believe in and that is right, that they just don't care about the concerns of the common people. To put it another way, is the political elite's indifference to the working class population of this country ignorance, or is it arrogance? Now let me try to define more specifically what I'm talking about. Let's take for example the Reform vote in this latest election. They won 4 seats and many people will be saying that's a failure, but considering the short time on the political spectrum, it's a massive success. They got 14% of the vote. I think personally that's remarkable, and I think it's fair to say that they got that vote purely on the basis of migration and people watching the towns and the cities around the country being eroded away by this mass influx of people, and that's their main concern, their fear. Reform kept going on about that, and that is what secured the votes that they got. That's a real and palpable concern in this country right now. But back to my original question. Do the political elite care about this? Do they know it's happening? Why is their head in the sand? Or is it in the sand? This is what I'm concerned about in this video. Again, is it ignorance? Or is it arrogance? I mean, my assumption is they have to know what's happening out there. So if they do know what's happening, and they're the people in control, then they're the ones putting the policies in place to allow this to happen. Now let's think about this. Why are they making this happen? I was going to say allow to happen, but they're the ones that make the decisions, they're the ones that put the policy in place, so they're making it happen. And why are they making it happen? Why do they want to dilute the British population? Is it to speed up the process of globalism? To get rid of all definitions and boundaries, which is going to be good for commerce and money and business? I don't know. My assumption would be that's why the Tories were doing it, or allowing it to happen. But what about Labour? I think they want a classless system, don't they? They don't care about, they don't want people to have a culture or an identity. What they want is comrades, all the same. So the Tories and Labour matched up here. They just want to dilute the British population. One, because they believe it's good for business. The other, because they want a classless system. A system with no borders or boundaries that means nothing. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just don't see it. I mean, think about their lives. They are so far removed from the working class populations that have to bear the brunt of mass migration, where they'll have to compete for jobs and the services and literally just feel the culture changing around them as they live their daily lives. Nope, they're on good wages. They live in the best places and get the best stuff. They don't see the consequences. They live in the leafy suburbs. I mean, just consider where these mass protests have been happening across the country this weekend after the killing of them little girls. It's in them working class heartlands, Sunderland, Hull, Liverpool, to name a few. Maybe the people at the top pulling these strings, leading this boat in whatever direction it's going, maybe they genuinely just don't see it. I mean, it's almost like they don't want to see it or understand it as well. I mean, when Kier Starmer comes out and labels these people far-right thugs, I mean, I watched these guys in their tracksuits in Liverpool last night. I mean, the young lads that are viscerally angry about the circumstances around them and obviously the catalyst of the killings. I don't believe they have some sort of political, philosophical opinion. So when he comes out and calls them far-right, do you really think, Kier Starmer, that these are people that are politically aligned with political prejudice and understanding? No, it's not like that, and you won't understand because you're not feeling the emotions that they are feeling. You don't have to live the lives that they do. So maybe you are ignorant, maybe you just don't understand. To label them far right is your quick fix to becoming the good guy, make them the bad guys. I think it's lazy. Surely the Prime Minister should be thinking a little bit more deeply. trying to understand this problem, trying to reach out to people, understand. I mean, don't you know you're meant to be the Prime Minister as well? So, I have to ask that question again. Is this ignorance, or is this something more sinister? Do they have a greater plan for Britain? Something premeditated? Do they just have no concern for British identity? Do they have maybe a dislike for the people who are trying to protect it? Are they just trying to speed up that globalisation, that integration? And do the left just see these working class people as something in the way? I have to ask, are they actively trying to dilute the British population so they can realise their political ambitions? If this is so, I do feel like if this was perpetuated against any other race or society, it would be a crime against humanity. I don't know. Maybe they understand that's where it's all going, but they don't want to look at it, like looking at the sun. It might make them feel bad if they did look at it. But they kind of know it's happening, and they're allowing it to happen. They might not have sat around a table and discussed this is the agenda, but they know it's happening, and they're just letting it happen. And the people in the way are just an inconvenience. Ignorance or arrogance, you decide. Happy holiday, Kier. Hope you enjoy it.